This is a message for a woman that keeps stalking me across all of these different platforms, looking for some attention, using my platforms to find a reason to uh, find some type of identifying information, phone number, anything that she possibly can so that she can reach out to me, harass, alarm, intimidate, call for stalking, doing everything she can to incriminate herself for the purpose of, I don't know what it is. Let me make something clear. If your child wanted to communicate with you, just like if I want to communicate with a parent of mine, I call them directly. I reach out to them. I don't call who they dealing with. I don't call the next person. I don't call the next person. Look, it's simple. You know, if you want to know how come that person is, you want to know why your daughter not using that phone that y'all gave her. Let's just put it out there. Let's make it nice and clear. Y'all use the phone. Y'all tap the phone so that you can monitor her, so that you can track her. Okay, all of her personal relationships and connections, y'all seem to find a way to either pay money or maybe bend over. Whatever you got to do to create some type of problem with her and the people that she deal with. Okay. And everything from sabotaging the vehicle so that the vehicle would eventually have some type of problem, and then you could collect on a life insurance policy that you're paying for. I think y'all paying for that policy through Globe Life. You collected on something not that long ago. Last the lawyer checked, it looked like you had something like you went from like $40,000 to $20,000 in little to no time. You was just blowing through money, going back and forth over the border, almost as if you were doing it to see if some kind of red flag had been raised on you to some degree, to some extent. Okay. And, the easiest way to find out if you have a warrant for your arrest is to continuously go over the border. You know what I mean? I mean, if you want to do it the cheap way, which I don't know that it's cheap, you're going over there exchanging currency, okay, which could be construed as money laundering, okay? You're going over there, you're exchanging currency. What are you paying people over there to come back over here and commit crimes, okay? You made a lot of mistakes, okay? And this is all boiled down to the point where it's like, maybe it's time, maybe it just might be time to put you in your proper place, okay? Which is far, far away from the rest of mankind, maybe in a place where it's nothing but a bunch of people just like you. People who use the law, right? Or let me say it like this, people who are in a position medically to look up other people's medical records and alter them, okay? You've done way too much, and we got way too much proof on you. There's just way too much proof. And while you think that you a step ahead, or while you think that somebody is slow, let's not forget, you're the same person that took this person, put him in CPAP. When I came and I said, where is she at? This is not her. What did you say? Remember, we got it on recording. You can go look around on the page, which you tried to get the page crashed. However, I'm a little bit too big, and my lawyer is just not going for the bullshit, okay? So there's nothing that you could do to stop or block anything. And believe me when I tell you, there's nothing that you're going to do ever in life where if you continue to press a button, you're going to be free and clear from whatever it is you're doing. You're not. You're not. You're not. If you think that for some reason you're not being monitored, you're not being watched, or for some reason you think that violating HIPAA, money laundering, okay, being tied up in the trafficking, okay, attempting to have people stalked, possibly for the purpose of committing the even bigger crime, okay, so that maybe you could cash in on some kind of life insurance policy. Listen to me. You in a position to return what you have stolen. Whatever you took from her, you need to return it. You're getting mail that you're not saying anything about. Okay, so nobody can even get mail sent to your house. Okay, because you taking the mail and you doing what you want to do with it. You don't even live in that house. But why don't you live in that house? You don't live in that house because the house don't belong to you. The house was transferred for $1. You think that that didn't get investigated? I'm sure you know that that got investigated. I'm sure that you know that everything that you thought was a secret was not a secret. I do not have nothing to say to you. Okay. I do, however, want to give you some advice. You want to check on something? Check on your daughter, okay? Your older daughter, who called us saying that she was suicidal. She said she wanted to go jump off of a bridge. Now, mind you, this is the same daughter that called talking about some. She was going to try to put her in CPAP. Why would you try? What kind of sister? What type of? For what? Listen, there is no more manipulation. You're not manipulating nothing. Nobody going to Florida. Nobody's taking a trip with you. Nobody's going in a room alone with you. And don't think I'm just saying this just to say this. I'm not. Listen, you are not the person that you would like yourself to appear to be. And nobody is accepting you for the fraudulent person that you would like to appear to be. Okay? We know all too well that that life insurance policy that you're paying on, that you're paying on this life insurance policy with the intent of cashing in on this life insurance policy. And at some point in time, somebody upped the policy, which drew a red flag. Nobody is afraid of anything that you could conjure up because you got to remember, when they made a phone book, they didn't make just one. They made a whole bunch of them. Okay? And when they made one phone, they didn't make one. They made a whole bunch of them. There is nothing that you can do. There's nothing that you can say at this point in time that is going to make somebody want to deal with you in any other way than they have been dealing with you, which is to not deal with you at all. Nobody want to deal with you. You're going everywhere that you can, finding any phone number that you can for me with these ridiculous text messages. Okay? Again, the reason you're unable to get through on another phone that you would like, that y'all was paying so that you could track her, so that you can have her gang stalked and you can manipulate certain outcomes to certain situations. Yeah, well, that's trash now. We don't use that phone. We're not going to use that phone. We know why you're paying for that phone. And somebody made a mistake of putting it to where it's like the parent monitors the kid through T-Mobile. Okay. Ain't nobody a child anymore, man. People are coming of age. Okay. You ended up being removed from ECMC because you didn't make the cake. Okay. You tried to have everybody else do your homework for you, and when presented with an exam, you were a failure. Try to pay everybody that you could, okay. But see, even if you're an Eastern Star, it only goes but so far. Even if you are a Mason, see, it only goes but so far. And something that somebody forgot somewhere is that I have a brother, okay, that pick up the phone, call a government agency, tell them what to do, and they do what he say to do, okay? If you or anybody that you connected to, under any circumstance, right, think that you are not under a microscope, you would be a fool, okay? All of these people you've been paying to watch and stalk and harass and follow and everything else, that shit is coming to an end, okay? And so is your ability to manipulate things with words and phrases and everything else, okay? If somebody want to talk to you, you'll know about it because somebody will reach out to you. But I'd be damned if I keep getting these stupid ass messages from you, only for you to get this person on the phone and have nothing to say. Do you want to go to Florida? Nobody's going to take any kind of long distance trip with you. You're not drowning anybody, okay? You're not isolating anybody. All right? You're not coming up with some concocted ass reason to put somebody in CPAP all over again. You are a danger to yourself and the people around you. You should be more concerned about your child that is suicidal, that called us and left a message, okay, stating that she wanted to jump off of a bridge in South Buffalo. She wanted to hurt herself. Okay, she says she can't take it no more. She discussed about how your son molested her. Okay, she discussed how something happened in Mexico. She discussed a whole bunch of things. Maybe you should focus on those things. Okay, because believe me when I tell you, your daughter and me, nothing is perfect, but nothing is bad either. Very well taken care of, with no help from you. You don't help anybody but yourself. What you should have did is you should have saved your marriage. You should have focused on keeping your family together as a unit, okay? Instead of asking one of your children to go to school for law or for med school so that she can help you cheat on a test that still ultimately you failed on. I'm just going to take a guess and say that you drained your 401k. I'm just going to take a guess and say that, you know, when you sent her to CPAP and then lied to the cop and said that she had ran away, packed up, and moved away. Listen to me. I don't trust you. Nobody trusts you. Nobody's going to deal with you. Nobody has nothing to say to you. And I would appreciate if you would focus on what you do have the ability to focus on, which is you and yours. Don't worry about me and mine's because it ain't yours, okay? When it was yours, you was paying people to sabotage her. You was having her car vandalized. We all want to know whose baby that was that you brought there. Nobody really knows what's going on with you. Well, maybe we do. At any rate, I think you have other things that you might want to pay attention to or some affairs that you may want to get in order instead of trying to see if you can put a person in the ground for the purpose of trying to cover something up thinking it's going to go away. It'll never go away. I know who you are. We all know who you are. And we all pay attention to you very closely from one day to the next because we know that you are the person behind all of the nonsense. But you're not the only one. You're not the only one. You're going broke quick because you're paying people to gang stalk, to harass, to manipulate. Okay? I mean, would it be better for me to have this conversation with you like this? Or would you rather something like this come out in a different kind of way? Because believe me, you ask your lawyer what a dying declaration is. There's nothing that's going to occur ever, not today or tomorrow, okay, where something that you did or something that you tied yourself into or somebody that you tried to send to me or to another is not already duly noted. This is not something that you're just going to sweep up under the rug. And a trip to Florida definitely not going to sweep nothing under the rug. So if you thought you was going to get somebody to Florida so that you can get rid of them, I'm here to let you know. Since, of course, you could be anywhere. It's never going to happen. You made too many mistakes. Maybe you're used to dealing with people because obviously somebody didn't do their homework. Maybe you're used to dealing with people that's just not powerful. They're not powerful. They're not powerful. They don't have God's grace. They don't have God's gift. Maybe you're used to dealing with people that don't see it coming. I saw you coming a long time ago. When I told her that you was going to poison her years before you tried to poison her, didn't it happen? When I told her that I loved her, your parents don't love you. They don't love you. Hasn't it rang to be true? When I said that your son molested her, You brushed it off. Now, your other daughter has admitted that he molested her too. Clean out your own backyard before you start fucking with other people's backyard. Because believe me, it's got to be embarrassing enough to know that what could have been a family secret is no longer a family secret. You did too much. There's some just some things that you can't cover up. You use your position to put somebody in CPAP. You had documents forged, manipulated, and then try to cover it up. It's too late. It was too late. By the time you tried to do that, it was too late. You think you swift? If you were swift, you would have passed that test. You would still have that job, wouldn't you? You're not swift. You are who you appear to be. Somebody that's supposed to be in a little school bus. You got my number off this channel. I'm pretty sure you'll get this message off this channel too. And I hope that this message is everything that you need to know in a nutshell. We don't got nothing to say to you. We're not going to say anything to you. You don't need to reach out to me no more. If you reach out to me again, well, I'm going to presume that you have already been advised, leave me alone, okay? Stop wasting your time asking people to follow. Stop wasting your time causing trouble. Just stop, okay? Because what don't situate that ass today may legally situate that ass at a later date. I don't want you to think that your plate is clean. It's not. Your plate is piling up pretty high. So I'm giving you like the heads up, okay? While you might want the rest of the world to see you as some law-abiding citizen, we know that you're not. If you think that nobody knows why you're crossing the border, you'll be a fool. If you don't think that we know what you're doing in Mexico and what you got going on and all these other places, that would be foolish too. I think you know. I think you know. Just like everybody else know. And hey, where would would we even have come this far if you didn't try to make me the enemy? You didn't want us together because I'm the one that can see through what it is that you're doing. And I ain't been wrong yet. You're going to tell a cop a lie in Amherst. You're going to tell him a lie. You knew that you was being recorded. Body cam was on. My cam was on. You know that there's proof of this conversation, but you still think that for some reason you free and clear? You're not. There's some things that was stolen. There's some money that's missing. And you got a choice here. You can return it. You can do the right thing. Don't shorten out one penny of it. Don't shave off the earnings and then try to, no. You took something. You took something, and it's time for you to give it back. Give back what you stole. Go off on your merry way. And if you do the right thing, there is a likelihood that you may be able to obtain a non-disclosure agreement that simply states nobody's going to speak about it again so long as every penny that you have stolen, every property mismanaged, any and everything that doesn't belong to you, you have returned in full with interest. It may very well come to pass that everything is said and done. Of course, it's never really said and done because nobody's ever going to forget. You can't unsee something that you've already seen. You can't forget about something that you'll never forget. You know, you just ain't never going to forget. But what we can do is solve a problem. If there's something that you stole that you need to return, let's cut the small chat. Let's stop playing games. Whatever you stole that you need to return, get it all together. Use a verifiable attorney so we can have a sit down or a stand up, exchange some words so that we can solve a problem. Don't send me no public safety officer. You need to stop putting people in a position to go to jail to prove some type of selfish point that you have, because you're not proving any points at all. You need to just stop. And that's why I'm glad that you don't work at ECMC no more. You was doing too much. You was wilding. Why don't you take the time now and fix the problem? Pay what you owe. Pay back what you stole. Okay? And then walk away. And don't look back. Because believe me, nobody is looking for you. Nobody's going to be like, oh, what are you doing for the holidays? Nobody cares what you're doing for the holidays. Just as quickly as you walked away from your husband and went and found somebody somewhere else and created a whole new life with them, we're going to do the same thing. Don't you short a penny, a nickel, or a dime. I'm not going to give you a whole lot of time to figure this out, because this went way too far. And by you thinking that it's just going to disappear, it's not. The only thing that is going to occur is you're going to get a piece of paper at some point that says the United States of America versus so and such. Racketeering, influenced, corrupt organization. RICO. Those are those cases where it's real hard to wiggle your way out of. You know why? Because there's been so much evidence built up over a period of time to where even if 10 of these things you can get away with, the other 30, well, might take 30 years before you can vindicate yourself from that. But either way it goes, you're going to go sit down for a little while. Now, civilly, you can solve a problem by returning what you stole and making some things that you made wrong right. Do something right. You couldn't save your marriage. Okay? You couldn't keep your family together. You have one opportunity to do something right at least once in your life. And if you can do that, well, you won't have to be sending me messages every 2 or 3 days asking me to do something. And I told you the last time I spoke to you, stop calling me. Stop messaging me. Just stop. I don't got nothing to say to you. You're the same person that tried to kill her. Then when she says something, you put her in CPAP and made her look crazy. And then after that, when the law enforcement came to you and said, where's she at? You said, I don't know where she at. She ran away. She moved out. You're a liar. So I don't care where she went. I don't care about her. Do you want me to repost that? I can release that whole video. There's a whole video. There's a whole video. And it gets pushed back every so often so that in the event something happens, the whole video is there. You can't stop it. You did everything that you could to try to slow stuff down, block everything, do all of the stuff that you could do. You see, none of it has worked. None of it has worked. None of it has worked. And this is because I'm not who you are, and you are not who I am. We know you like to Photoshop. We know y'all like to mix and match words. We know y'all like to play games. We know that y'all like to do all of this stuff, but we're not going to do that no more. You took something. You mismanaged something. Your daughter called, admitted that there was some mismanagement of funds. She said, what was given to me to keep me quiet, okay, if I die, you'll get 25% of it. Well, this is something that she can't dispute. She left it in a message. Not in a way where y'all could obviously get it and tamper with it and play those kind of games, but I think it's time that you wake up, realize that the party is over with. You keep trying to involve me in this. Don't call me. You done did too much, okay? And I'm not very fond of liars. So if you lie one time to me, I'm really not trying to hear nothing that you got to say after that. And you did try to say sorry. But the last time you said, at least arrange a meetup for me and her to talk, because I want to say sorry for these things that I did. And I got proof, it's online here, where you was confronted about putting her in a position to be killed, and you said, give me an opportunity to say sorry to her. You need me to repost it? You need me to do a whole video where it identifies piece by piece, text message by text message, everything that you said over a period of time? I'm not you. You will never be me. I'm not nothing like anybody that you've ever dealt with before in your life. And I will never be like anybody that will stand next to you. We're not on the same page. And I've been very nice to you. I've been very good to you. I've been very cordial with you. Despite everything that you have done to take what I love from me, cut it in half and throw it in the river. Despite all of your attempts to take what means the world to me and destroy it, I've been very good to you. That time has come to an end. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the person that I'm talking to get in touch with an attorney, take everything that you have stolen. She's about to turn. She's about to be at that point now where something about to change, and it's going to be out your hands. Clock is running down, too. Because when you no longer have a legal right to manipulate the things, and I'm not saying that you have a legal right now, but when that time comes to where you no longer have a legal right to misrepresent the truth, misrepresent the facts, cover up wrongdoing, or try to cover up the gang stalking. I mean, y'all went as far as, like, y'all done did too much. Y'all done sent people like we're not catching plates, on the throughway. Are you kidding me? Yo, I'm going to tell you how smart you is. Y'all sent that man out there to Niagara Falls in a white raggedy van. He ain't want no smoke. Not for real, for real. So since I already knew that, I did something to make sure there was a time stamp. So by the time he got on the throughway, I would be able to say that that raggedy van got on the throughway at that raggedy time. Now, when that person gets apprehended, when that person is questioned as to what motivated him to gang stalk, to follow, to pursue, what do you think that person going to say when they're under pressure? What do you think they're going to say? You think they're going to keep all that shit a secret? They're not. They're not. So while he had no choice but to go on the throughway, I stopped and got a pack of cigarettes just to get a timestamp. Okay? You need to think. How much of this is actually going to benefit you? Because I'll be damned if I let you take this girl, shuffle her off into anything else illegal, use her for anything else illegal, or attempt to take her life. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. It won't. And what you thought? You thought that even after you did something like that, that it was going to be shits and giggles? It wasn't. It wasn't. Take the time, but don't take too much time. You don't already ruffle my feathers. You did something I asked you not to do. I asked you to no longer communicate with me. You don't got nothing to say anyways. You're not trying to fix a problem, are you? You're not. You're not trying to fix a problem. So since you're not trying to fix a problem, by giving her back what you stole from her, what y'all have stole from her, I mean, let's be realistic. You think we don't know what you did? You think we don't know how you did it? You think we don't know how you move money around and playing these kind of games? You think we don't know what's going on? You think that I'm telling you a lie when I tell you that you must not have done your research? I'm not the person that you think I am. I'm far more powerful than you give me credit for. And therefore, with the resources and the capabilities and the connections to find out exactly what happened, why it happened, and when it's all going to come to an end. Meaning, how much longer do we got to wait before somebody takes some kind of action and start slapping handcuffs on these people that then robbed, stole, used people to commit crimes and everything else? This shit got to come to an end at some point. You can't just keep trying to see if you can cover up the world's biggest secret forever. And I'm sure if you thought that you could do that, I mean, this is how we know it's a lot of money. Because you've been doing this shit for years. And you ain't the only one. You got help. You got help all the way in another state somewhere. 2 other states somewhere. 3 other states somewhere. And a dirty lawyer. You think that we're not aware of all of this stuff, man? You think we don't know about all of the dirty paperwork? All of the forged documents? All of the Photoshop pictures and Photoshop text messages and the hacking into mobile device? You think we don't know about this stuff? We do. Stop fooling yourself. You came on here to get my phone number? Because I sure as hell didn't give it to you. Well, I hope you get this message. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, peace.